Man, all right, check one, trying to get this stuff straight. Okay, I'm gonna have to have this down. Trying. Of course, the sun will be on the bad side. What's going on, party people? I know y'all gotta slide on up in here, rolling to get some of these documents sent out. Got 2 sign-ins. What's going on, Shannon? Yeah, we on for the night. We still on for the night. I put the link for the members in the community tab. So if anybody's a member, you hit that join. If you're not a member, you hit the join button. We're gonna be doing some talking tonight. That's what the problem. I wonder why it was so loud. Back window was still up, calming down. Yeah. What's going on, party people? Yeah, we're gonna kick it tonight with the members. So if you're not a member, hit the join button and answer your notary questions and all of that good stuff. Got to register and everything, so don't go sending my link out and then just giving it to people, because I'm gonna check the registration, and if they not a member, they not getting in. All right, that's one of the perks, member and all that good stuff. And we just gonna answer some notary questions, see how everybody's coming along, what's going on with you and everything. Now y'all hold on for a sec, I gotta clean off this thing there we go. All right, no problem. Yeah, I got these last 2 Fridays, I've been having signings galore. I had 3 last week, I got 4 today. 1, 2, yeah, and I got 2 more now. I got 2. Yeah, so for whatever reason, Fridays had done picked up for me to have closings and everything. So I got to take them. I mean, times are not as loose as they were, so I got to take what I can, and all that good stuff. So I'm just trying to turn my mic, make sure my mic is turned the right direction so it picks me up. All right, sorry about that. Yeah. So I just wanted to hop on. I was trying to pre-record one, and I was tired, didn't have too much time to do it. Been working on a lot of different things, and again, sorry for the visor, but got the sun back here, so I'm trying to block the sun so I can see what's going on. Y'all probably can still see me fine no matter what, but I just need to be able to see in case somebody got a question and all that good stuff. Appreciate the likes, hit the likes. Now, yeah. More so than that, more so than any other time, y'all. I really appreciate y'all hitting the likes, because YouTube, they've been going through some stuff with their systems and people not getting notifications and all of that. You got people out here who are buying likes and buying views, so YouTube has been sort of cracking down on it, and really, like, sometimes they'll take your views away, or viewers will not push a video out there enough if they don't see I guess a high number of likes, so they really want to know that people aren't using little viewer robot thingies to pump up their numbers and all of that, so hit the like button. I appreciate it, and if you looked at a video recently, go back and hit the like on that. I appreciate it and stuff. But yeah, so now let me give y'all fair warning. In probably about 3 minutes or so, I'm gonna be hopping out the car to drop the documents off. So don't freak out. Do not freak out like, oh wow, what kind of YouTube guy is this? He left the car and all that. I gotta drop my documents off, okay? I gotta drop them off. But yeah, there's a lot going on that I've been really trying to talk about. So now that it just popped in my head, one of the things that I just recently found out, dropping their fees. One company was paying me $90. Yep, that's right. The Notaries Unsealed podcast, episode 8, Q rolling solo. I had technical problems. Matthew was out there getting the bag, and Q held it down and stuff. So, but yeah, I had this one company, and they're a great company. There's nothing wrong with them. And when I saw the order, it was for 60, and I was like, all right, cool, $60. I'm thinking it was a seller's. Things been coming in so fast, I'm not really I'll be honest, and this probably on me, not really looking at the orders. I'm just like, okay, where is it? How much it's for? When? All of that. Boom. Yep, I can do it. You know, I'm looking at volume right now. I'm not looking at, you know, I see the order, the dollar amount, but I'm not sitting here, you know, fussing too much over it, you know, within myself. So I get the order, I've downloaded everything, print, and then I realize, now it's that way. Goodness, it's not sellers. And I'm like, wait a minute, they ain't never paid me 60. So when I look, they always pay me 90 or more. I'm like, what the heck is going on? So I just sent them a quick little note. Hey, just curious, ... They came back and said, hey, this particular title company started paying us less, so we have to pay y'all less. I was like, got it. They said, but the other companies that we work with, they're still paying us our regular fee, and we'll be paying y'all what we normally pay you. I was like, got it. So that's something that y'all need to keep in mind and everything, that, you know, if you ask them in a polite manner, you'll be, you know, you'll get a correct answer. You won't get no fluff and everything. Some of the companies, and me and Q was talking about this today, are some of the signing companies are, I won't say scrambling, but they're doing the best they can to stay afloat because they believe in this business and they want to provide, well, they got to, first of all, you know, pay their bills. And what a lot of them are doing, they're working with other organizations to get notary type of work or courier type of work, some kind of work, so that they can keep the bills paid. Well, with that comes us doing some orders that might not necessarily always pay the best, or they might pay a good fee, but they're a little quirky, you know, some door knocks, again, the debt settlements, loan mods, all of that kind of stuff. They're reaching out and they're trying to get more business. Okay, cool, you got the live. What's going on, Mary? You got the, you know, there's business out there, and there's, or somebody to do this work for them, to take a document to somebody, get them to sign, drop it off, whatever the case may be. This is where you, as the notary, you're going to have to get out of your own head, get out of pride, and get out of all of that mess you see in Facebook saying, I'm not going to do this unless I'm getting paid that. Because if you're trying to make some money, let these people through. If you're trying to make some money and these people are offering you an opportunity, you need to take it. Okay? And yes, sometimes it is for 60, it's for 50, all of that. Just like tomorrow, I'm doing a HELOC. You know, like I said, the last 2 Saturdays, I've been out there grinding. Now, y'all, please hold on for a second. All right, all I'm doing is dropping the documents off. That's it. So please don't freak out and leave. Those other 7 people ain't hit the like button. I got 12 likes, 19 people viewing. You 7 other people, go ahead on and hit the like. Oh, we got 1 person that already done hopped out. Soon, see, I told people be doing that. 2 more people done hopped out. 2 people done hopped out because I said I was going to do that. 14. Look at there. Look at there. Y'all can't hold on for 1/2 a second while I go drop these documents off and come right back. That is a trip. That is a trip. Ooh-wee. All right, man, ain't that a trip? I said I'm just gonna hop out for a second, and a whole bunch of people just dived out. That's all right. That's all right. So this is what's going on. You have the Camp, and I talked about this a couple of weeks ago. You have the Camp Lejeune water crisis, toxic water. People, they need people to go out for that. You have IRAs, people buying money. What's going on, Frank? You know, you got the IRAs, people getting IRAs set up. So they're signing companies that are working with them to get those IRAs filled in and submitted and everything. So the bottom line is simply this. Right now, in my opinion, for the next 6 months, it's really going to be key for you just to go out there and get whatever money you can. Forget all the deprived stuff about, nah, I don't do this and it gonna cost me that. And I'm telling you, swallow your pride, get out of the Facebook mindset and all of that stuff they're talking about. And now, you know, you got people pumping all these videos and stuff up there, you know, making this, that, and the other. You know, how I did this, that. If you can't do it, you can't do it. Okay, so don't get caught up into that. And you know what? The best title that I could give today's Fritter Friday is Notary Covetousness. And I'm gonna change the title to that. I'm gonna change the title from Quick Chat or whatever I called it to Notary Covetousness, because there are a lot of notaries out here, and the reason why you're getting in trouble or have gotten in trouble financially out here or with this business is because you've been coveting everybody else's stuff. You've been running behind and getting caught up in everybody else's stuff and missing out on the opportunities that are clearly there for you to make money. And when you're sitting here, oh, I want my notary business to be like his and like hers and like theirs. I want to be able to have 15 streams of income and this, that, and the other. And you're coveting that. That puts you in a stressful situation when you don't have the infrastructure to do it. And you gotta be careful of that. You really have to be careful of that. You know, and a lot of people don't want to hear that because they want to hear the sky's the limit. I can do, you know, all things through Christ that strengthens me and this, that, and the other. Okay, yeah, he gave you the strength, but do you have the wherewithal to make it happen? And for some people, they don't. They're just not where they need to be mentally and business-wise to go out there and do that thing. And there's too many notaries that are allowing craziness. Yeah, guilty. I'm guilty of notary covetousness. Yeah, notary covetousness, however you want to say the notary part, but it's covetousness. You see what they got. And see, for myself personally, I used to be like that, not with the notary business, but with other areas of my life. And I was like, man, I ain't got that, he got that, and I would be mad at people for what they have. But one day I sat down and I thought about it. I said, okay, I'm upset that they have what they have. The thing is, okay, got a traffic jam. I have to take a back road. The question is, am I willing to do what they did to get there? That's the thing. Now, of course, some people were just given the opportunity. Some people were just blessed, you know, inheritance and all of that. But there are some people who worked hard. And let's just take somebody like a Michael Jordan, Steph Curry, some of these current NBA players. They working their butts off to get to where they're at. And for me as a spectator to be mad on any level that, man, he making all that money, look at what they doing. Okay, am I going to do what it takes to get there? So you take that and then you apply it to the notary business. So-and-so got this going on, that going on, and the other. Am I going to do what it takes to have that? It's either yes or no. That's really what it boils down to. And then when you find out what they did to get to where they're at, is that something you really want to do? Is that something you can do? Is that something that your family's going to be behind and supporting? So as a smart business owner, you actually have to look at what is it that I actually can do successfully and become profitable. Because you can force yourself to do multiple things and be unprofitable, or be successful at the one or two things and be chilling, just chilling. And then you grow into that. That's the key. So when people talk about what's my why, well, sometimes when you start doing too much, it can keep you from doing your why. If you end up doing too much of business stuff, of all these multiple streams, and I'm not against it. I am not against it. I have it. But I try to do it in a strategic manner. When do I need to let something go? When do I need to add something? Because the question is, do I add it with the existing, or do I let it go, or do I let something else from the existing in order to bring in the new? Do I put something on pause for a while I develop the new, and then turn on what I had put on pause? These are the kind of things that you have to think about. But if you got too much going on, it can interfere with your why. And you're sitting here, this is why I'm doing it. Okay, I'm doing it so I can spend time with my family. But you got 15 different things going on and you're not spending any time with your family, versus when you had the one job and you were struggling, sitting there trying to figure out how to make ends meet, but you were spending time with the family. You were kicking it with the family when you was broke. You just didn't like the fact that you was broke. So how do you balance that and not be broke? You get what I'm saying? How do you not be broke and then spend the quality time with your family like you should? That's what nobody is talking about in this notary business. And if they are, it's a very few. I know Bill Soroka, he does talk about that, him and Laura Brewer. They do talk about that. But I don't hear a lot of these other people talking about that. I really don't. They just talking about getting the bag, getting the bag, getting the bag, get that bag, get that bag, bag, get that bag. And and it's like, okay, you got the bag, and then what? You got a big old bag and a house full of, heartbreak and frustration and everything between you and your family. So it's time for y'all to make some hard decisions concerning what you're going to do for yourself. The journey is your own. Yeah, stay focused. And if you're not willing to stay focused, if you want everybody to tell you how to stay focused and what to stay focused on, you might as well just stay in a W-2. The obvious answer is to make more per signing, but if your market is not supportive, the more per signing, what are you going to do? Right. So what are you going to do? Yeah, I would love to make 150 per signing, but that's currently not what's popping over here. I'm averaging probably about 115. Then the question becomes, does the 115 give me the amount of money that I need to take care of my family? It's either yes or no. I mean, it is so black and white, people. It is so black and white. And I got my muscadine grapes. I know that was just random, just out of nowhere. Because I was sitting here like, man, I want to eat a couple of these grapes. But I got my muscadine grapes and got my macadamia nuts. Don't have the cookies, but I do got the nuts, the macadamia nuts and everything. But I tell y'all, this is the time for you to start really scaling. Like how me and Q was talking. Right. Allow, instead of being covetous, you got to take more signage. Right. And that's what I've been doing. I've been taking more signage. That's why I'm doing one tomorrow. I even hit the button for one for Sunday. It was paying $150, but by the time I noticed it, it was already taken. But I would have taken it. It was like maybe an hour's drive. Somebody offered a job today that was 2.5 hours away. I told them I'd do it for a really high amount. They was like crickets. So I guess maybe somebody else took it, and that's fine. What they was offering was half of what I wanted for the amount of driving that was involved in this, because this is going from my house, basically a 5-hour round trip, almost to Maryland. I mean, it was basically going out to Chickateague Island on the eastern shore of Virginia. That's a long haul, and they want you to be there at 9 o'clock in the morning. Not tomorrow morning, but sometime next week. I'm like, okay, yeah, we got to work that one. And the internet is bad out there, so you really got to be on your game. And thanks everybody for hitting the like button. Totally agree with business owners, and yeah. So instead of having notarial covetousness, allow the fact that somebody has accomplished what they are doing, even if it's not the same thing as you, and even if it is, allow it, instead of being covetousness, let it be notarial inspiration. Allow what they're doing to inspire you and to tell you and to give you confidence and assurance in your own heart and mind that you can do this. So at the time I got into the notary business, that's where I was at. That's where I am at. I'm seeing people like Bill Soroka, Laura, and others, and they're doing this thing right. And they're not coming with all this flamboyant stuff and all of this here fluff stuff. They're not changing stuff every 10 minutes. They're not, and any training or program or whatever they came up with, it was something solid that was viable that the average person can do. It wasn't elitist. It wasn't about being all stuck up and, trying to prove, show people, hey, look where I'm at and look where you not. It wasn't any of that. So I was like, you know what? I like that. And when he said the simple thing of nail it before you scale it, I was like, okay, I'm gonna work on nailing this here and getting things straight with each facet of the business so that I will know what the heck I'm doing and not get burnt out. And that's the key. So now, listen, from what I've learned from Bill, that's part of the reason why I'm really with the signing companies, because when the title companies have no more business, the title companies aren't out there trying to get just work in itself. They're not going to sit out here and send you to JG Wentworth's. They're not going to send you on debt settlements. And if they do, it's because they have a signing company aspect to their business. But if it's just a straight title company, the chances of just a regular title company getting involved in some of the other non-mortgage related closing assignments or notarial assignments that we can do is going to be very, very slim. So if you primarily work with title companies and those title companies no longer have what they need in order to and I got my other phone up so I can keep an eye on the comments and stuff. So if those title companies don't have a greater reach, then guess what? You stuck. Also, the reason why it's good to be with signing companies, and I'm not dissing title companies being direct, I'm just saying you need to have that balance of both. As I asked Bill a couple of weeks ago when he was on Judi Lawrence program, might have been last week. Yeah, last week, not this past week, but the last week. Those title companies, they have a greater reach. I mean, those signing companies have a greater reach, because I've done probably 3 or 4 this month in October where the person was visiting here in the area and they needed a notary to come out to them. You got a question? What's your question? What's your question? Pop it on in the chat. It'll pop up here and I'll see it. We'll read it and we'll deal with it. But the signing companies, oh, and also for those of you who are members, check the community tab. You'll see it. Now, if you're not a member, you won't see this, but for the members, check the community tab. There's a link to sign up for the Zoom for the night and everything. All right, let's pop this person out. I don't know who the heck they talking about. We ain't got time for that. So yeah, we bounced that person. Yeah, Q got him. So that's the thing. Yeah, so I'm doing a Q&A, chop it up with the members of the channel. So if you are a channel member, sign up and everything. Don't just go sharing the link out. Because if you do and the person don't, I mean, they register, I'm gonna see who they are, and then if I don't see them as a member, I'm booting them out. Okay, that's just how I'm doing it and everything. So membership is about $3 and some change, and you can ask questions, and we can go over some stuff, do some training if need be on documents, all of that. But what I tried to do, what I started doing, was allowing what other people have accomplished to inspire me and to encourage me that I can do the same. So when I see, not that I'm going to do the same, but that I can do the same. And see, here's the thing. What is the same that I'm talking about? The same that I'm talking about is be successful. If many of you remember, a while back, I did a video, and I wish I could remember which one it was, but I was talking about the fact that I don't chase after money, I chase after success. So when you are successful, and this is what I learned from watching football players, basketball players, all of that, when you are successful in executing things, the money will come. But when you are not successful in doing it, how can money come? So you gotta be successful at executing certain things. If you are, the money will come. So if you're successful at showing up to work on time, that's one of the things. You show up to work on time, you get the things done that you need to get done, you hit all your milestones, and you're successful doing that, typically a raise will come. But what happens when that doesn't? That's when we get upset. See, we only get upset. We don't get upset when we're playing around and not doing our job, and the boss says, I ain't gonna give you no raise. Or we get upset when we're not playing around, we're doing our job, and the person who's not doing their job, they get the raise. Because it's already in all of us to know that when you do what you're supposed to do, you're supposed to be compensated, rewarded, receive something of value because you put in the time and effort. Now, right now, people say, well, yeah, that's how I feel about the notary. You have to put in your time and effort. And I'm getting the reward of all of the hard work, all of the low offers that I took from way back when, to where the companies are like, we have confidence that Griff will be there for us. And then I'm getting the orders of good dollar amounts that's taking care of the family now when it's lean for others. So this is what I'm talking about. I'm chasing after success. I've been focused on being successful at doing closings correctly, irregardless of the dollar amount. I want to be successful doing that. Okay, boom. And once it happens, the people recognize that. So what do you want them to recognize about yourself? Do you want them to recognize you as a success or a failure? Remember what I told you. You learn, you execute. Hold on, you learn, you execute, and then you either have success or failure. And if you are having success, that means the information that you listened to, the information that you learned from and executed was valid. If you're having failure, then the question is, if you are failing, why are you failing? Are you failing because you did not execute properly, or the information that you was given wasn't the right information to execute? It wasn't fit for you. It wasn't for your region, so forth and so on. All of these are factors and things that you have to take into consideration when you're gaining information, when you're learning. And too many people, and I've been there myself, I learned information, but I didn't vet it. I didn't verify whether or not it was any good. I went to execute it, and come to find out it wasn't valid for where I was at. It wasn't valid at all, whatever the case may be, or I didn't know how to execute it. So if you haven't figured out how to execute it properly, you're going in there scared, unsure, doubtful, all of these things, and people can smell that on you. They're like, you don't have the confidence. Then even though the information may have been right, but you executed it incorrectly, you're going to have failure. But when you succeed, you move to the next grade. So when you go to school and you do what you're supposed to do, you move on. If you don't, you get held back. So many of us are held back because of the fact that we're not doing all of what we should do. So later on, when I finish this signing, I'm going to drop a link in the description. And when you see this video, I'm gonna put it in the description, and then I'm gonna pin it to the top of the chat. And when you listen to that video, trust me, you're gonna be like, I guarantee you're gonna be like, I got it. Now, if you don't have it, if you like listen to it, like what they talk, then you probably aren't really meant to do the business thing. And I'm not trying to be funny. Or you're just at a point where you just know is to weather this storm that's happening. I'm listening to a lot of the experts out there about the mortgage crisis, and the goal is, if I said, well, if I can make it through the next 6 months, come the spring, I should be good. I'm not saying that thank you Jay Lovett. I'm not in good, and we'll be seeing you tonight. So look on the community tab at the top of the screen. If you hit my picture, it'll take you to the main YouTube, my main part of my YouTube channel, and you'll see community, and you'll see posts in there, and any members post, you'll see with a little green star, I think, and there's a link in there to register for the Zoom. And whatever questions you have, concerns or whatever, you can ask. Safe place. If somebody comes in there talking all out the side of their neck, they get bounced. It's just that simple, you know. So if you can stay in, if you just want to hang in there just for the night, for 1 month, get some questions answered that you're not getting answered anywhere else, then cool, you know, that's cool. You hang in here as long as you want. But trying to make sure I find this address. 810. All right, so it looks like I got a little bit of ways to go. But yeah, so what my goal is right now is I need to make sure that I can survive the next 6 months, however that I need to do. So if I gotta cut on things, whatever, that's what I gotta do. So I gotta be mindful of what I need to do, take advantage of every opportunity to bring money in, even though it may not be the fee that I want. You know, I have to look at my bottom line. And that's the thing. So I keep the mindset of, what does Walmart do? Walmart, what do? They got chewing gum and this, that, and the other, because they got all this stuff up there at the front counter. Cheap stuff that gonna break as soon as you buy it, it breaks. You ain't even took it out the box yet. It breaks, and it's like, okay. But they have that kind of stuff because it brings in revenue for them to sort of help offset the stuff that doesn't get sold. All right, this is in a 400 block. You know, so these are the kind of things that you need to do as a notary, as a business owner. And if you can do that, you're going to be successful. There's no reason for you not to be successful. But you got to get out of your own way, and you got to stop listening to these people who aren't you. All right, so that's an order right there that came in, and oh, okay, yep, I'll say yes to it. So like this one company, okay, I'm coming up on the spot. All right, that's 7, hold on y'all, 7:36. I get to 8:10. Like this one company, and they just assigned it to me. So I little beep beep, you just heard, that was me getting assigned it. All right. This one company, they are actually doing home equity lines of credit now. That's two. Oh, okay. I see where I'm at. I'm in this little hotel place. Okay. I'm in this little hotel place. So yeah, so what this, like this one company, they're doing all of a sudden starting to do home equity lines of credit. And I'm like, I ain't never seen none with them. They paying 75. Okay, I'm hitting yes to it. You know, that's what they're doing, and I'm just going to do what I can to make the money that I need to make from them. Now, granted, their home equity lines of credit, I don't know why, but the first one I did with them, and I'll tell you, it's Villa Title, okay? Villa Title's a big boy out there, and they have some great refis, this and to pay some great fees for that, buyers, sellers, all of that. But for some reason, they're starting to do home equity lines of credit. All right, cool. I'm gonna knock those out. If that's what they're offering, I'm gonna take it, and I'm gonna make my money. And they're paying 75 on that, and it's actually more than what the other companies out there that's paying. It's 25 more than the other companies pay for the HELOC. So I'm like, okay, it's a little bit more paperwork, but I'm getting a little bit more money. All right, cool. So I'm gonna go ahead on and do it. This is how you have to run your business. So it's not about, sometimes it's not about taking training. And I know a lot of people are pushing training right now, and I'm not against training, but you need opportunity. And let's just keep it a buck here for a quick second before I go in here. Within the Black community, that's what we talk about all the time, having an opportunity. There's a lot of kids that can go to the STEM curriculum centers. There's a lot of people who can go, there's a lot of people who can, go to all these fancy colleges and get accepted in scholarships. But when they come out, where's the opportunity? And then from just period, every year, what is the major thing come April, May of every year? Where have all these kids who coming out of college going to go to get jobs? What does the job market look like for them? They went to school, but they don't have the opportunity. So my focus is about you recognizing the opportunity, creating the opportunity in some cases for yourself, not just to get trained. After you get trained, now you need the opportunity to put that training in action. Who's going to give you that opportunity? So in some cases, you got to do the janitor job that a signing company may have of doing a door knock or doing a HELOC for 75 that might have 150 pages to it, debt settlement, whatever, but you're getting in the system and you're taking advantage of the opportunity. The problem right now in the notary world is that nobody is talking about where the opportunities are. Some people are like, yeah, but everybody who's talking about the opportunity, well, I won't say everybody. A lot of people who are talking about the opportunities are tying it to training. And the question now becomes this, and feel free in the chat, out of all of y'all who have taken training, how much opportunity has that netted you? That's the question. You took all this training. How much has it netted you? How much has it done for you for us the opportunity? Because there are people who find opportunities and aren't trained in anything. I mean, you can find an opportunity if you're sitting here walking down the street and you see an issue. Well, that's an opportunity for me to make money, because if I can fix that issue, boom. So that, okay, I got it. That's what I'm gonna do. That's how Uber got started, and many, many others. And you need the opportunity so you can shine and show people what you're made of. And once you have the opportunity to do that, then that's where that training comes out. But you can take in and take in. At some point in time, you got to stop soaking it in like a sponge, and you got to release it. And if you don't release it, you just get clogged up and you go nowhere. That's why what you put into you for is your grapes. The grapes got to eventually come out of me. I can't keep eating and it don't come out. That's when you start drinking some Pepto, drinking some laxatives or something, get that enema going on, and next thing you know, Because when you release all of that what you've allowed to be put in you, especially if it's great training, you feel much better. Where people feel sick to their stomach right now is that they've taken all this training in and they don't have the opportunity. And part of the reason why we don't have the opportunity is because so many other notaries have gone out there acting a fool, doing silly things, and nobody checked them. So none of the trainers checked these folk. So the signing companies had to check them by saying, you need 200 orders. You need to have 200 orders under your belt. You need to have 500 orders under your belt. You need to have 3 years under your belt. Because if the trainers won't check them, we'll check them. And then guess what? That hurts y'all. And their trainers are still saying, come train me, come train with me, come train with me. But they're not affording you the opportunity. When you call them, you can't even get an answer from them. You get what I'm saying? So that's it for the Fritter Friday party, people. I'm gonna go in here and knock this out. Later on, I'm gonna put some links in the chat. At the top of the pin, I'm gonna pin them at the top of the comments and everything. I meant to do it before I got started and I forgot, but I will. And y'all have a good one. Tell me what you think in the comment section. Please hit the like button, share, all of that good stuff. Check out the Notaries Unsealed podcast. We've been having some great topics. We've been cutting it up and everything. So hopefully nothing will happen, and we'll be doing some recording this weekend and have y'all another one this upcoming Tuesday. All right, y'all have a good one. Peace.